Hello there, my name is Vincent, and if you hadn't guessed, I'm a turkey. I'm what you'd call a survivor. My friend's behind me and I made it through another Thanksgiving. For me, this is the second year in a row that I've been chosen to host this Thanksgiving gathering with the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. Yes, Thanksgiving is a time of gathering. Whether it's gathering a bountiful harvest or gathering friends and family together to celebrate all that we have for which to be thankful. So, at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV, it was decided to gather some of the best Thanksgiving-themed old-time radio programs and share them with you. We'll visit Abbott and Costello, get a lesson from our Miss Brooks, celebrate life with Luigi, and check in with the great Gildersleeve. They say that laughter is good for the digestion, and after a Thanksgiving dinner, we could all use a little help in that area. We should get plenty of laughter from tonight's selections. First up, we'll visit with Abbott and Costello and an episode called Formal Thanksgiving from November 23, 1944.
Listen to the great rhythms of Freddie Rich and his orchestra, the swingy singing of Connie Haynes. And this being Thanksgiving Day, we recall this touching scene. As the good ship Mayflower landed at Plymouth Rock, the captain shouted to the Indian chief,
Costello, do you realize it's 7 o'clock? Where have you been?
Oh, Abbott, I just came from your house. And have I got news for you?
What is it?
Your cat just had chicken.
My cat had chicken.
Yep.
My cat had chicken.
Yep.
You mean kittens. Cats don't have chicken.
What was that you brought home in a paper bag last night?
Chickens.
Well, your cat just had them.
You mean that cat ate my chickens?
He swallowed the chickens, bag and all.
Why didn't you take them away from him?
You know me, Abbott. I ain't the type that would let the bag out of the cat.
I
read that wrong, huh?
Yes. Well, I've got plenty of other food around the house.
Well, by the way, Abbott.
What?
Seeing that this is Thanksgiving Day,
Yes.
I hate to think of you eating alone.
What do you mean?
What do you say to having Thanksgiving dinner with me?
Well, why, that's mighty fine of you, Costello.
Good.
At what time?
8 o'clock at your house.
No. You'll get no turkey at my house.
Then how about a little duck?
Duck?
Yeah, that's a chicken with snowshoes on.
Hey, look. I'm sorry, Costello. You can't come to my house for Thanksgiving. I'm having a dinner for the Snooty set.
Oh, the Snooty set.
You heard me.
No, I'm not good enough to eat with pigs.
No. Will you listen to me, please?
I'm listening.
Tonight I'm entertaining a few of the 400.
A few of the 400?
Yes.
That's 800 altogether.
No. Just the 400.
That's what I said.
That's what I said.
That's your line.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well,
just because they weigh a little more than me, that don't make them any better than I am.
No, talk sense, please. I couldn't have you at my house. This is going to be a very classy affair. Why, I have a little silver tray to brush the crumbs on.
Crumbs?
Mm-hmm. Certainly, don't you have crumbs at your table?
Sure, Rabbit. You're welcome anytime.
No. There you go. You have absolutely no finesse.
No what?
I said you have no finesse.
What would I do with a furnace? In California, you don't need a furnace. If it gets cold, we turn on the gas heater.
All right, Costello. I didn't say...
Or the radiator.
I didn't say...
He's getting like boyer.
All right, look, please.
Furnace.
All right. I didn't say furnace in the first place. I said finesse. Look.
You don't know what you're saying.
All right, you're getting me all mixed up here. Look, I'm trying to tell you. Listen to me, please. Your table manners are terrible. The last time you had dinner at my house, you did nothing but reach across the table and grab for the food.
Well, what was wrong with that?
What was wrong with that? You've got a tongue, haven't you?
Yeah, but I can reach further with my arm.
There you go again, Costello. You see, you know nothing at all about the proper way to eat. You have no etiquette.
I got no what?
You have no etiquette.
Etiquette?
Yes, you heard me.
You don't even know how to say the word. Etiquette.
Yeah.
You dope.
What do you mean?
You mean antiquity.
No. It's etiquette.
Well, etiquette and antiquity, it's the same thing
All right,
anyway.
so what?
Well, I'll go out and I'll buy one of them books on etiquette by Emily Pillar.
Emily Pillar?
Yeah.
That's Emily Post.
Okay, I'll read the both of them.
Both of them.
I'll go from pillar to post.
Well, you should read that book, Costello. It will tell you a lot of things. For instance, which is proper to use when eating peas, a fork or a spoon?
I don't use either one.
Well, how do you eat your peas?
Oh, I just slide my lower lip under the plate and bank the peas off the mashed potato.
Costello.
Sometimes the mashed potatoes goes in my ears.
Yes, I can imagine.
Sloppy, huh?
Yeah. Costello, you haven't got the brains of a 2-year-old child.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Why not?
Look at the difference in our ages.
The way you act, I could never have you at my table.
Look, Abbott, if you know so much about manners, just answer me this one thing.
What is it?
Which hand do you stir your coffee with?
I stir my coffee with my right hand.
That's funny. Most people use a spoon.
That's no laughing. Now, that settles it, Costello.
You got no etiquette.
Yeah, that settles everything. I was just about to break down and invite you for dinner. But now you had to be a smart aleck, didn't you?
Wait a minute, Abbott.
Yeah, you did.
Wait a minute.
Now,
You're my old pal.
I can't help it.
You can't do this to me.
Well, I did.
You gotta invite me to dinner on Thanksgiving. I ain't got no place to go.
I'm sorry.
You can't let your old friend starve.
Ah.
Look at me, Abbott. I only weigh 90 pounds now.
90 pounds. Why, you're 56 inches around the waist.
Yeah, but I'm hollow.
All right, look. All right. You can come to dinner, Costello. But you'll have to make yourself useful. Now, get there early and wait on the table.
Well, why should I wait on a table? Why can't I wait in Apollo with the rest of the people?
No, you dummy. I mean, I want
I
you
want to sit on your table
Listen,
waiting.
I mean, I want you to help with the serving. Now, the first course will be hors d'oeuvres. Of course, you know what hors d'oeuvres are.
Yeah, that's French for leftovers.
No. Costello, hors d'oeuvres are snacks. Now, you take care of the ladies first. It's up to you to see that each lady gets a snack.
Are their husbands going to be there?
Certainly.
Then I ain't going to do it.
What? Do what?
I ain't going to go around snacking the ladies. Their husbands are liable to come around and snack me.
On second thought, you'd better stay out in the kitchen and help with the oyster dressing.
Why, Abbott,
What's the matter?
what you said.
Well, what's wrong?
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Talking that way to a boy of my age.
What do you mean?
I'm just at the age of picking things up like
Well,
that.
what's
too.
wrong?
Why, it's a good thing my mother isn't here. Oh, the shame of it all.
What are you talking about?
How dare you ask me to help with the oyster dressing?
What do you mean?
Now, look, Abbott. I didn't mind when you said I had to wait for you on a table. And I was only mildly surprised when you asked me to snack all the ladies, especially in front of their husbands. But when you have the nerve to ask me to go out in the kitchen and dress a bunch of naked oysters, you not only humilify me, but you have impugned on my good name.
Here is Freddie Rich with Jabba Junction.
Costello, you have to cut out that singing in the kitchen. You're disturbing the guests.
But, Abbott, I always sing when I'm making sour milk biscuits.
Sour milk biscuits?
Sure.
We haven't got any sour milk.
Well, you will have when I get through singing. And Mammy's little baby loves shortening.
All right,
Nelson Eddy better save his money.
all right, look. Cut that out. Look, what are you doing there? What's all that stuff you're putting in?
How to do it.
What did she say?
First, I got to put in 2 tubs of butter.
2 tubs of butter.
Sure, it says right here in the cookbook. Butter, 2 TBS tubs.
That's tablespoons.
I threw them in, too.
You threw... what else did you put in there?
I put in some flour, salt, baking powder, and 3 gullops of molasses.
3 gullops. What are gullops?
You know, Abbott, when you pour the molasses out of the jug, it goes gullop, gullop, gullop. I put in 3 of those.
Look, Costello, I don't want you to do any cooking. I've got a chef coming here to take care of that. I thought you'd be out here singeing the feathers off the goose.
Doing what?
Singeing. Don't you know how to singe?
Sure, I know how to singe. I was singeing when you came in. I'm not misleading up, baby.
No.
I'm a good singer.
Yeah, no. Singeing gets the down off the goose. Didn't you ever get down off a goose?
Oh. Did you read that right?
Yeah. Well, didn't you?
Did I ever what?
Didn't you ever get down off a goose?
No, I got down off a horse.
No.
I never rode a goose.
No.
Hey, that was
Wait a minute. Oh, thank goodness. Here comes the chef.
Ayan, Grande, at cooking ay madende.
Kitzel, don't tell me that you're the cook.
Could be, yes. You know something over in Paris? I am known as the famous French chef Pierre Rene.
You're the great Rene?
That I am, yes.
Then what are you doing in California?
Oh, I always come here in the Rene season.
The Rene season?
Yes.
This guy's a washout.
Never mind that, Costello. Look, we've got to get my Thanksgiving dinner cooked, please. Kitzel, you'll find all the utensils in that big cupboard over there.
Oh, pish-posh utensils. Who needs your utensils? I brought along my own pot.
That's the first pot I ever saw with a belt around it.
Costello, please, keep out of this. Kitzel, do you know anything about cooking game?
Do I know how to cook game? Why, I'm cooking the finest pinochle you ever tasted.
You cook pinochle?
Sure, pinocles and sauerkraut.
Oh.
Look, Kitzel, I don't want to get personal, but why don't you pull in your tongue? Nobody ordered cold cuts.
Look, never mind that, Costello. Kitzel, get busy, please, and get the dinner ready.
No. Just a second, my little man. Don't get excited. First, I got to open my little bag and get out my chisels and saws.
What chisels and saws?
Cream chisels and cranberry sauce.
You know, Kitzel, it's too bad you didn't bring your monkey wrench.
Well, for goodness sake, what would I be doing with a monkey wrench?
Well, you could tighten the nuts on a fruitcake.
Costello, please. Will you get busy and help Kitzel? I'm going into the living room and see if any of my guests have arrived yet. Sebastian! Shut off that radio! Shut it off! My Sebastian.
Well, I just come over to help you out, Uncle Bud, and I thought the guests would like some nice romantic music.
Romantic music?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that tiger isn't romantic music.
It is to another tiger.
All right. Now, look, Sebastian, if you're going to hang around here, you'll have to behave yourself. Now, this is going to be a very formal Thanksgiving dinner. The men will all wear tails.
Tails, who's coming? Mickey Mouse?
Now, will you please listen, Sebastian? It will be your job to usher the people into the dining room. I will sit at the head of the table. Ken Niles will sit on my right hand, and Connie Haynes will sit on my left hand.
Ken Niles is going to sit on your right hand?
That's right.
And Connie Haynes will sit on your left hand?
That's right.
How are you going to eat? With your feet?
No. Look, when you get all the people seated, you go to the kitchen. Then when I ring this little dinner bell, your brother will hand me the carving knife, and you give me the bird.
In front of everybody?
That'll do, Sebastian. Now go out in the kitchen and make some ice water. And I do hope you can make ice water.
Yeah, sure. You just peel an onion.
An onion?
Yeah, that'll make your eyes water.
Sebastian, ice water is frozen water.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then what is frozen ink?
I stink.
You'll get no argument out of me, brother.
What?
Connie Haynes in a current revival of a great song, The Sunny Side of the Street.
Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worry on the doorstep. Just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear a bit of pat? And that happy tune is your step. Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This rover crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with those blues on the red, but I'm not afraid. This rover, yeah, I crossed over. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as Rockefeller. Gold dust at my feet on the sunny side of the street.
Tacos. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we take you to the home of Bud Abbott, where a formal Thanksgiving dinner is about to be served. Costello has been working in the kitchen all day like a dog, but he is now ready to face the guests. Let us look in on this dog face.
Costello, the guests are arriving. Open the door and announce them as they come in.
Announcing Mr. and Mrs. Ned Blank, Mr. and Mrs. Phil Klesner. Announcing Lord Pipsqueak, Knight of the Garter, Lord Beaverboard, Knight of the Bath, and Hetty Lamar.
Hetty Lamar isn't here.
I was thinking of another night.
Young man, how dare you leave me standing here? Kindly take my card and announce me.
Okay. Hillside, 2183. Ask for Hazel. If a man answers, hang up.
Oh.
Wrong card! Wrong card!
That isn't my card.
I'm sorry, I got that mixed up with one of my own.
Costello, what's your manners?
Okay.
This is Lady Jennifer Cookie Cutter.
That's right, old boy. My home, you know, is at Glendinning on the Tyne.
Glendinning on the Tyne? Then you must know my great Aunt Harriet. The old girl is bowlegged, you know.
Oh, from Glendinning on the Tyne?
No, from hitchhiking on oil trucks.
All right, that's enough, Costello. Take Lady Jennifer's coat and I'll escort her to the table.
Oh, by all means, the table. Oh, I'm so hungry I could eat a horse.
Costello, get that horse out of here.
Get out of here!
Get out of here.
Get out of here!
And please, bring Lady Jennifer a cocktail.
Yes, make it a martini with a black olive.
You drink martinis with a black olive?
Yes, I'm in mourning for my husband.
If I was you, Lady Jennifer, I would lay off those martinis. They're pretty hot.
Costello, what makes you think they're hot?
Because I just poured one. When I dropped the olive in, the olive stuck out its pimento.
By the way, Mr. Abbott, I have a little Thanksgiving present for you. A nice fat Belgian hare. I raised them, you know.
Oh, thank you, Lady Jennifer. Costello, take Lady Jennifer's hair.
Take her what?
Take her hair and put it in the icebox.
Okay, Abbott.
No, you fool!
Costello, now look what you've done. Speak to Lady Jennifer.
Hello, Baldy.
I've never been so insulted in all my life.
Come, Lady Jennifer. I'll show you under the table. I'll show you...
Get the line right, not under that table.
No, I'm sorry, Mrs. Jennifer. I'll show you to the table.
Very well. You may take my arm.
Does that come off, too?
Costello, get busy and serve the dinner. And remember, I don't want to see your thumb in the soup.
Okay.
Lord Beaverbrook. Pardon me, Mr. Beaverboard. It's quite all right, please. What part of the turkey would you like?
Well, I'm a flyer. I'll take the wings.
And Freddie Rich.
Well, I'm a musician. I'll take the drumstick.
And Sebastian, what part of the turkey would you like?
Well, you can skip me. I'm a dead-end kid.
I hope somebody will remember me. I like the neck.
I like the neck, too, Connie. I'll meet you out on the front porch.
Costello, keep quiet and serve the soup. And remember, I don't want to see your thumb in it.
Okay, I'll fix that.
Oh! Somebody turn off the light! Quick, turn on the light, somebody!
There, the lights are on. What's the trouble, Lady Jennifer?
Oh, my necklace is gone. Somebody's stolen my pearl necklace. necklace.
Quick, Costello, call the police.
Please!
Wait, no. Use the French phone.
I don't speak French.
Oh, here. Please, here. I'll call him. Operator, give me the police. Hurry up. Hello, police department. This is Bud Abbott's home. There's been a robbery here. Come over at once.
Well, here we are. We're from headquarters.
What took you so long?
I
said, what took you so long?
So long?
What, are you leaving already?
Now shut up, you. You look suspicious. Stick up your hands and reach for the ceiling.
Okay, but I know I won't make it.
Officer, there's been a robbery here. The lights went out and somebody stole Lady Jennifer's pearl necklace.
A stolen necklace, eh? Somebody will get the jug for this.
Sounds like you've had it already.
Come on. Line up against the wall, and you too, fat boy. What's your name?
Honest Lou Costello.
Costello, eh? Ain't you got a relative doing time at Alcatraz?
Yes, sir. That's my Uncle Stebbins. They put him in for something he didn't do.
For something he didn't do?
Yeah, he didn't wipe off his fingerprints when he robbed the bank.
Now get in line there. I'll take this gentleman first. What's your name?
Lord Beaverboard.
Where were you sitting when the necklace was stolen?
Well,
You lie!
Ouch!
How long have you known Lady Jennifer?
Well,
You lie!
Ouch!
Gets rid of him fast, don't he?
All right, Sergeant. Drag this man out of here. Now, Costello, you're next.
I think there are others ahead of me.
I'm ready to take you now.
But I don't want to be selfish. Women and children first.
Sit down there in the chair.
Just a minute. Who are you shoving?
I'm shoving you, and what about it?
I just wanted to be sure.
Now, where was you when the lights went out?
You
lied!
I expected it.
Ouch!
What's the matter?
Look what he did.
Did you hurt your head?
No, but he broke my shoelaces.
Shut up, you. Now I'm going to question the little boy here.
Oh, no. Not that. You can't question my little brother Sebastian.
And why not?
There's only one head between us. I'm playing both parts.
Oh, just a moment, officer. There's been a horrible mistake. My pearls weren't stolen at all. They slipped off my neck into my tapioca.
Well, leave them there. You look better wearing tapioca. What happened to Costello?
But wait a minute. There's one thing I can't understand, Costello. Who turned out the lights when you were serving dinner?
I turned them out, Uncle Bud,
Sebastian. Why did you turn the lights off?
because you said you didn't want to see Louis thumb in the soup.
Sebastian, do you realize what you did? You almost got me arrested. Your brother. They might have thrown me in jail. Then I would have to walk around with the pallor of the prison on my noble brow. Why did you do such things to your loving brother, Sebastian?
Oh, I'm a bad boy.
Abbott and Costello will be back in a moment. And now here are Bud Abbott and Lou Costello with a final word.
Well, Costello, now that we've done our show, let's get home and have our turkey, huh?
I think it's a good idea because I'm just about ready for it now.
Did you make the stuffing?
Yeah, I did. I made grand stuff.
You did, huh?
Yeah, I ground up a lot of breadcrumbs, and then I put in some garlic.
Oh, that's
and then I
swell.
put in a little onions, and I put in some more garlic, then a whole lot of onions,
Yeah.
then a whole lot of garlic, then a whole lot of more onions,
Yeah.
then a whole lot of garlic, and a whole lot of more onions.
Wait a minute.
And then a little more pinch of garlic.
Wait a minute. Did you taste it?
Taste it? I couldn't even get near it.
Oh. Good night, folks.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Be sure to tune in next week for another great Abbott and Costello show. The Abbott and Costello show will be back at this very same time next week. Don't miss it. This is Ken Niles in Hollywood wishing you all a pleasant good night.
with all his wordly mix-ups, can sure make a Thanksgiving dinner interesting. From November 23, 1944, that was Abbott and Costello's formal Thanksgiving. Coming up, right after this short break, we'll get a lesson from our favorite English teacher at Madison High, our Miss Brooks.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School girls basketball. Our next game will be on a Monday, November 28th, when the Vikings travel to Clear Lake to take on the Clear Lake Warriors. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:45 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking girls basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Monday, November 28th.
Up next, we'll make a stop at Madison High School and visit with our Miss Brooks. This was an American situation comedy which began as a radio hit in 1948 and migrated to television in 1952, becoming one of the earlier hits of the so-called golden age of television, and making a star out of Eve Arden as comely, wisecracking, but humane high school English teacher Connie Brooks. The show hooked around Connie's daily relationships with Madison High School students, colleagues, and pompous principal Osgood Conklin, played by Gail Gordon, not to mention favorite student Walter Denton, portrayed by a young Richard Crenna, and biology teacher Philip Boynton, who was in real life Jeff Chandler, and in the show was Connie's all but unrequited love interest, and who saw science everywhere and little else anywhere. In this episode, Miss Brooks tries to get herself and Mr. Boynton invited to Mr. Conklin's home for Thanksgiving dinner, but she must get a large enough turkey. To save money, she buys a live turkey and confusion reigns. From November 19, 1950, here's our Miss Brooks and Thanksgiving turkey.
Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay, and Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair bring you Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden. It's time once again for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks under the direction of Al Lewis. Well, most of us have already made our plans for celebrating Thanksgiving. But our Miss Brooks, who teaches English at Madison High School, hadn't given it much thought up until last Friday morning when she sat down to breakfast with her landlady.
Well, it's only 6 more days till Thanksgiving, Mrs. Davis.
I can hardly believe it, Connie. A whole year has gone by since last Thanksgiving.
Isn't it awful? The years do that every year.
It seems like yesterday that I was preparing our last Thanksgiving dinner. We didn't have very much money to spend on our shopping, but we celebrated just the same.
Oh, I'll never forget that meal, Mrs. Davis. A whole roast stuffed pepper.
I feel very badly about not being able to spend Thanksgiving with you this year, Connie, but I've accepted an invitation from my sister Angela.
Oh, that's all right, Mrs. Davis.
I'd ask you to join me at her place, but she hasn't been at all well lately. So we're just having the immediate family, my brother Victor and myself. Oh, poor Angela. It seems the older she gets, the more absent-minded she gets.
Yes, you've mentioned it to me, Mrs. Davis.
Lately, she's been worse than ever. Why, sometimes she can be talking right along and suddenly, right in the middle of a sentence...
Yes? Right in the middle of a sentence?
Right in the middle of a sentence.
Right in the middle of a sentence what?
Right in the middle of a sentence what?
You've been seeing a little too much of Angela.
Angela?
She's your brother Victor's absent-minded sister. But don't worry about my holiday, Mrs. Davis. I'll get my pearly teeth into something on Thanksgiving Day.
How about Mr. Boynton?
Yum, yum. Oh, you mean spending the day with him? Well, he hasn't asked me as yet, but I'll toss him a hint at school today.
I'm certain that he'll invite you out, Connie, and then you can be sure of your turkey and all the trimmings.
I don't know about the turkey, but if Mr. Boynton and I eat out, I'm a cinch to take my usual trimming.
Does Mr. Boynton always insist on going Dutch, Connie?
I wouldn't say that, Mrs. Davis. It's just a coincidence that I'm buying him a pair of wooden shoes for Christmas. Oh, but why worry about it now? As Madison's star athlete Stretch Snodgrass told me in English class the other day, live good in the present, the future never done nothing to nobody. Well, Stretch is a nice kid, though. He seemed genuinely concerned about my spending Thanksgiving alone. He told me he would have asked me to his home, but his folks are going out of town for the weekend with the Dentons. Oh, that must be Walter now. He's driving me down to school. Coming, Walter!
I'll clear off the table and get started on the dishes, Connie. Say hello to Walter for me.
All right, Mrs. Davis. Come on in, Walter.
I step over this threshold with fear and trepidation.
What do you mean?
I am the editor-in-chief of the Madison Monitor. True?
True.
Well, I made the mistake of letting Stretch Snodgrass set up some of the type yesterday. And he sneaked an item into the personal column that cannot but be a source of great mortification to someone very near and dear to both our hearts.
Who?
You.
Me?
None other. I brought a copy with me. Look at this paragraph, Miss Brooks.
Let's see it. To who it may concern. That's Stretch, all right. It says, it is pitiful to be alone on Thanksgiving Day. If there is one way how people should show their real Thanksgivingness, it is by sharing their dinner with some poor, unfortunate fellow human person who is alone. Without mentioning any names. Oh, well, that's a relief.
Keep reading.
Without mentioning any names, if somebody wants to share his or her meal with this lonely human person, all you have to do is walk up and say, you can have Thanksgiving dinner with me, Miss Brooks.
Well, Miss Brooks, isn't that awful? Are you going to punish Stretch?
I'm not making any snap judgments, Walter. First, let's see if this ad brings any results.
Excuse me, Miss Brooks, but I'd like to talk to you before you go into your classroom.
I think that might be arranged, Mr. Boynton.
I just read this rather peculiar notice in the school paper, and I wondered...
Oh, that's a little prank that Stretch played on me, Mr. Boynton. Just pay a lot of attention to it.
When I read it, Miss Brooks, I made up my mind I'd be the first one to talk to you about it.
Really? How nice, Mr. Boynton.
Oh, it isn't easy to be alone on Thanksgiving, on a holiday.
No, you're so right.
Many's the Thanksgiving dinner I've eaten alone. But when I saw that notice in the paper, I said to myself, by George Philip Boynton.
I didn't know your name was George Philip Boynton.
It is, and that's just an expression I use. As I was saying, I said to myself, this is one Thanksgiving you don't have to eat alone. Now, what I want to ask you isn't easy for me, Miss Brooks.
Maybe I can help. I promise not to order anything over $1.50. Please continue.
Since I saw that paragraph in the Monitor, I wondered if...
I'll make it $1 even, and I'll leave the tip. Please, Mr. Boynton, just ask me what you want to.
All right, I will.
Good.
Miss Brooks, if that notice brings you more than one invitation to dinner, could I make use of the extra one?
You wanted to see me, Mr. Conklin?
Yes, Miss Brooks. Sit down, won't you, please? Take this leather chair by my desk. That's it. Are you nice and comfy?
Yes, sir. I'm fine, but how are you?
Splendid, thanks. This is the time of year when we should all be imbued with the true Thanksgiving spirit. That's why I've summoned you to my office, Miss Brooks, to tell you that in spite of the inconveniences you have wreaked upon me, I harbor no ill will.
Well, that's very nice to hear, Mr. Conklin. I have been the source of annoyance to you on occasion, I suppose, but I didn't...
I am thankful for everything that's happened to me in the past year. Take the time you dropped that typewriter on my toe. I just give thanks that it didn't land higher and fracture my whole foot.
That was careful of me, wasn't it?
Then when I think back to the time you stepped on my eyeglasses and crushed them, I give thanks that they weren't on my nose at the time. But my main purpose in calling you here is to inform you that I have read the notice in this morning's Monitor.
Oh, that's just a joke, Mr. Conklin. It was written by one of the pupils in my English class.
Yes, I could tell from its construction. However, I want you to know, Miss Brooks, that I was quite touched by that item. The more so since I, too, will be all alone this Thanksgiving.
But what about your daughter and Mrs. Conklin?
But they're spending the day with Harriet's grandmother, my wife's dear mother. We asked her to join us for the holiday, but she lives almost 100 miles away, and she thinks she's got high blood pressure or something. So nothing would do but that Harriet and Martha visit her. Bless her crotchety old hide.
But why aren't you going along?
What? Me make a trip like that with my blood pressure? The doctor has absolutely forbidden it. In any event, when I read that notice, Miss Brooks, a thought occurred to me which might make Thanksgiving more enjoyable for both of us.
Both of us?
Yes. Since we're both going to be alone, I'd like to ask you... that is, I wonder if you'd... what I have to say isn't easy for me, Miss Brooks.
Maybe I can help. I promise not to order anything over $1.50.
Loneliness can do more to undermine a person's morale than almost anything. And, well, if you'd... that is, if possible...
I'll make it $1 and I'll leave the tip.
Oh, please don't misunderstand, Miss Brooks. What I want to ask you is... well, if that notice brings you more than one invitation, could I make use of the extra one?
Why should you be an exception? Oh, of course, Mr. Conklin. Now, if you'll excuse me, sir, I've got to get to my classroom.
Very well, you may go. Be sure and keep me apprised of all results, Miss Brooks.
Yes, sir. I'm sure we'll be pelted with turkey dinners. Spirit of Thanksgiving. Are you comfy, Miss Brooks? Take this chair, Miss Brooks. Of all the...
Hi, Miss Brooks. I see that you just came out of Daddy's office. Is he very disgruntled this morning?
No, Harriet. He's not gruntling any louder than usual. He does seem a bit put out at having to eat Thanksgiving dinner alone.
Oh, but he's not going to. Grandmother's coming down to our place after all. We're going to surprise Daddy.
Oh, that should do it.
He's so sentimental about holidays. Now he'll be able to do his Thanksgiving carving just like always. It'll be loads of fun. I've already invited Walter Denton over.
Good. I can't think of anyone your father would rather carve.
I know he's not crazy about Walter, but during the holiday season, Daddy's always a little more mellow. I'm going to do some of the shopping today. Mother gave me $5 for a turkey.
That doesn't seem like much, Harriet. How big a turkey are you planning on getting?
Oh, just a nice 8-pounder.
But will that be enough to go around? Mr. Boynton's a pretty big eater, you know.
Mr. Boynton? But he'll be eating with you, won't he?
He certainly will. And at what better place could he join me for Thanksgiving dinner than in the warm confines of your cozy dining room?
Well, I would like to invite you both, Miss Brooks, but I've only got this $5. That's all Mother said to spend.
Tell you what, Harriet, give me the $5 and I'll see that we get a big enough turkey for all of us.
Well, if you really want to come, Miss Brooks, I'd certainly like to have you, and I'm sure Mother would, too. But there have been times when you and Daddy...
Don't you see, Harriet, if Walter's coming, you'll be doing your daddy a good turn by inviting me.
Why, how do you mean, Miss Brooks?
With both of us there, we'll be an antidote for each other.
Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate Dental Cream. It cleans your breath.
What a toothpaste.
While it cleans your teeth.
Colgate toothpaste.
Cleans your breath.
What a toothpaste.
While it cleans your teeth.
Colgate Dental Cream cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth. And the Colgate way stops tooth decay best. More than 2 years' research showed the Colgate way of brushing teeth right after eating helps stop more decay for more people than ever before reported in dentifrice history. Yes, the Colgate way stopped tooth decay best. Better than any other home method of oral hygiene. No other dentifrice, ammoniated or not, has proof of such results. And you should know that Colgate's, while not mentioned by name, was the one and only toothpaste used in the research on tooth decay recently reported in Reader's Digest. So always follow the Colgate way to clean your breath while you clean your teeth. And stop tooth decay best.
Brush your teeth with Colgate. Colgate Dental Cream. It cleans your breath.
What a toothpaste.
While it cleans your teeth.
And the Colgate way stops tooth decay best.
Well, when lunch period arrived, as luck and I would have it, Mr. Boynton brought his tray right to my table in the cafeteria. In spite of the fact that he had a nice lunch before him, he didn't begin eating, but sat with his fork poised and stared into my eyes with a deep and absorbing emotion. It was a terribly romantic moment, as Mr. Boynton leaned across the table and in a voice choked with passion said,
Get any extra invites to Thanksgiving dinner?
No, and get your fork out of my cottage cheese.
Sorry. I was just wondering about that notice in the Monitor.
Well, you can forget about the notice, Mr. Boynton. I've wangled us both an invitation to join the Conklins for the holiday.
Oh, say, that's wonderful. Mrs. Conklin's a fine cook.
There's only one catch. We've got exactly $5 with which to buy a turkey that'll feed 6 people.
Well, how in the world are we going to do that, Miss Brooks?
You and I can chip in another $5 between us.
There must be some other way.
Well, there isn't. Not unless I put up the entire amount, and I can't unless I pawn my earrings again.
Oh, but Miss Brooks...
I wouldn't care if I hadn't had my ears pierced. You have no idea how drafty my lobes get in November.
Please, Miss Brooks, you won't have to pawn anything. There is a way we can get a good-sized young turkey very reasonably.
How?
By merely eliminating the butcher.
What do? Buy the turkey from his parents?
Don't you see, Miss Brooks, we have to go after a live turkey. Well, they're much cheaper than in the stores. Why, we can probably pick one up for even less than $5.
Well, there's nothing to it. Of course not. All we have to do is find a young turkey who hasn't learned the value of money.
Once we get a good one, we can kill it ourselves, pluck the feathers, clean it, and dress it.
There must be some other way.
Believe me, this'll work, Miss Brooks. I know a place about 20 miles from here. A fellow named Tobin has a turkey farm. We'll drive out after school and see what he's got.
Say, it might be fun at that. A nice drive in the country.
Well, sure. The fresh air will be good for all of us.
All of us?
You, me, and my pet frog, McDougal. Well, he hasn't been at all well lately, Miss Brooks.
What's the trouble?
He can't seem to sleep.
Maybe he reads too late. I mean, where's he been sleeping?
Oh, his usual place, on a newspaper in his cage.
Well, there's your answer. How can anybody sleep with the news that's in the paper nowadays?
Well, old Tobin certainly gave us a nice gobbler for $5.
Yes, he did, but I still can't get too enthusiastic about having to execute it ourselves.
Oh, you just feel that way because she's a hen turkey. Tobin seemed quite attached to her, too. What was it he called her again?
Bernice. Oh, isn't that cute? She knows her name.
Oh, that's nothing. Mac knows his name, too.
Your frog?
Of course. His cage is right beside you on the seat. Just pick it up and call to him.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Mr. Boynton. I'm not going to start any conversations with McDougal.
That's that it?
Well, if you don't mind, I'm putting him in the back with Bernice. There you go, Mac. You can keep each other company back there.
Oh, poor Mac. He's been so apathetic from lack of sleep, he probably won't even notice Bernice.
From the saying, like father, like frog. But Bernice is very interested in Mac. Oh, isn't that cute? She's got her head right next to his cage.
What in the world is Mac doing?
You have just heard the frog's version of a wolf whistle.
That's one for the book. Mac is definitely smitten by that hen turkey. Say, what's going on in the back seat now, Miss Brooks?
Something that should be going on in the front seat. That is, they're getting better acquainted. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if he's asking her out to a dance.
That'd be quite a sight. Oh, actually, Bernice is much too tall for Mac.
Oh, I don't know. She's a natural for a barn dance. Do-si-do, now I ain't bluffing. Dance too hard and you'll lose your stuffing. Oh, Calm down, Bernice. I was just kidding.
Now that we've got her, Miss Brooks, where are we supposed to take the turkey?
To the Conklin's backyard. Mr. and Mrs. Conklin are attending a tea party, so it won't spoil Mr. Conklin's surprise.
Will Harriet be there to give us a hand?
Uh-huh, and so will Walter. He's bringing his AXE. How do you like that? She can spell, too.
Careful with this crate, Walter. There's a slat loose on the side.
Yeah, I got it, Mr. Boynton. Now let's set it down in the driveway.
Oh, what a wonderful turkey.
Sorry, Mac. You'll have to wait in the car.
Oh, she's a beauty, all right. Absolutely inspiring. Oh, what a perfect combination. The lovely, graceful neck of a turkey and my trusty Boy Scout hatchet.
What a charming thought. You've been seeing too many kid shows on television. But if it has to be done, the quicker the better.
Right you are, Miss Brooks. Want a blindfold turkey?
No, but I do.
Look out, she's getting away.
Grab her wings, Walter. She's heading for the house.
Oh, I missed her. Oh, Miss Brooks, do something.
Don't look at me. I'm on her side.
She's going through the dining room window.
What made her do that?
Maybe she wants to try on one of the platters for size.
We've got to get her out of there before Daddy comes home. We want this to be a surprise. Come on in the side door.
Where could she have gone?
She doesn't seem to be in the dining room anymore.
Maybe she went into Daddy's study.
You look in there, Harriet, and Walter, you try the kitchen.
But where are you going to look?
I'll take the closet with Mr. Boynton. You kids go ahead.
But, Miss Brooks, you don't think the turkey really went into the closet, do you?
Who knows? It shouldn't take us more than 20 minutes to find out.
I think the turkey's definitely in this study somewhere. Take a look behind the couch, Walter.
Okay, Harriet. I'll sneak up on the little beauty with the stealth of a barefoot pilgrim.
That might be Daddy. He always forgets his key. Walter, you stay put behind that couch. Miss Brooks, Mr. Boynton, follow me.
Where are you going to hide us?
In this clothes closet right across the hall. Quick, Miss Brooks, get in.
Okay.
Be right there. Hello, Daddy.
Forgot my key again, Harriet.
Where's Mother?
She's doing some shopping for tonight.
For dinner?
Oh, don't mention that word. I ate so much at that confounded tea party that I can hardly breathe. I'm going into my study and lie down on the couch for a while.
Oh, but you can't. I mean, you know what nightmares you get when you go to sleep after eating. Remember the time you thought there were bats in your bedroom?
That was after I saw Lost Weekend. Now, don't fuss around me, child. I can hardly keep my eyes open.
But, Daddy, wouldn't the bedroom be more comfortable?
I'd never make it up the stairs, Harriet. Just call me in an hour or so, please.
Oh, dear. Miss Brooks, Mr. Boynton, come out of the closet.
Go away.
Did I hear your father say he was going to take a nap in the study, Harriet?
That's right, Mr. Boynton. And I'm almost positive the turkey's in there.
Well, we can't be sure. I'm going to look around the back of the house.
Okay, Mr. Boynton. Miss Brooks, let's tiptoe up to the study door and listen. He's asleep already, thank goodness.
Well, let's open the door then. Take another peek.
Look, Miss Brooks. The turkey just came out of that closet. She's walking toward the couch.
Now he's starting to wake up.
Daddy's looking at the turkey.
Now the turkey's looking at Daddy. I wonder which one will scream first.
What's that? Oh, it's a nightmare. Oh, I should never have tried to sleep after all that food. Look, turkey. Nice turkey. I know you're not there, but please go away.
You stay here, Harriet. I've got an idea. Mr. Conklin. Hello, Mr. Conklin.
What? Miss Brooks, is that you? Are you really here?
What's the difference as long as it's a nightmare? I heard you moaning in your sleep, sir, and I thought maybe...
Never mind what you thought. Get this turkey out of my study.
What turkey?
What turkey? What was that?
Maybe your dream turkey has an allergy.
The turkey just walked out the door. That sneeze came from behind the couch.
It's just me, Mr. Conklin. Me and my trusty hatchet.
Oh, God! Dream or no dream, boy, there's no reason to go berserk. We've had our differences, surely, but deep down in my heart, I've always had a warm spot for you.
Please, Mr. Conklin, don't get hysterical. Why don't you lie down and close your eyes?
How can I close my eyes with Walter standing over me with a hatchet?
Walter? Walter who?
I don't call my doctor when I wake up, I'll never go to sleep again. Oh, well, I might as well relax.
That's the idea, Mr. Conklin. Take a nice, long snooze.
Miss Brooks, Bernice just ran out in the backyard and... I beg your pardon, Mr. Conklin. I didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh, that's all right, Boynton. You'll disappear in a few minutes.
Disappear?
Mr. Conklin's been dreaming, and let's keep it that way.
It's all right, Miss Brooks. The turkey ran right into our garage, and I closed the door.
What's going on here?
We just wanted to surprise you, sir.
May I say, you have?
Please don't be angry, Daddy. Miss Brooks saved us a lot of money by getting a live turkey. I only gave her $5.
$5?
Yes, sir. You see, you're not going to be alone after all. That was the surprise Harriet planned. Not only is your mother-in-law coming down for Thanksgiving, but we're all joining you, too.
And now I have a dispatch for you. After the tea, I saw my doctor, and he put me on a strict vegetarian diet. Harriet and her mother are going to spend the holidays with Granny as planned. As for you, Miss Brooks, kindly hand over the $5 my daughter gave you.
But we paid that for the turkey.
You can have the turkey. All I want is my money.
But we can't get a refund now. The used turkey market is shot to pieces. What will Mr. Boynton and I do with an entire turkey?
That, Miss Brooks, is your concern. For once, I might add, the joke is on you.
Well, I've celebrated some Thanksgivings in my time, but this is the biggest bird I ever received.
Eve Arden returns in just a moment, but first...
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl.
Tonight? Yes, tonight, show him how much lovelier your hair can look after a Luster Cream shampoo. Luster Cream, world's finest shampoo. No other shampoo in the world gives you Kay Daumit's magic blend of secret ingredients plus gentle lanolin. Better than a soap, better than a liquid, Luster Cream is a dainty cream shampoo. Leaves hair 3 ways lovelier. Fragrantly clean, free of loose dandruff, glistening with sheen, soft, manageable. Even in hardest water, Luster Cream lathers instantly. So gentle, Luster Cream is wonderful even for children's hair. Tonight? Yes, tonight, try Luster Cream shampoo.
Dream girl, beautiful luster cream girl. You owe your crowning glory to a luster cream shampoo.
And now, once again, here is Eve Arden.
70 little children in one classroom. That's the kind of critical situation your community faces, unless it can recruit new elementary school teachers immediately. Our increased school population also needs urgently more buildings, more textbooks, more supplies than ever. Better schools make better communities. So for improved educational facilities, join and work with your local civic groups and school boards. For further information, write to the National Citizens Commission for the Public Schools, 2 West 45th Street, New York, 19, New York. Good night.
This is Vern Smith reminding you to tune in next next week to another Our Miss Brooks show, brought to you by Luster Cream Shampoo for soft, glamorous, caressable hair, and Colgate Dental Cream to clean your breath while you clean your teeth and help stop tooth decay. Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, is produced by Larry Burns, written by Al Lewis, with the music of Wilbur Hatch. Mr. Boynton is played by Jeff Chandler, Mr. Conklin by Gail Gordon. Others in tonight's cast were Jane Morgan, Dick Crenna, and Gloria McMillan.
Doctors prove Palmolive soap can bring you a lovelier complexion in 14 days. Yes, 36 leading skin specialists proved in tests on 1,285 different women that Palmolive soap facials using nothing but Palmolive brought new complexion beauty to 2 women out of 3. Just wash your face 3 times daily with Palmolive soap, each time for 60 seconds, massaging Palmolive's beauty lather onto your skin. Then rinse and pat dry. So start your Palmolive facials today. Remember, doctors prove Palmolive soap can bring you a lovelier complexion in 14 days.
If you like mysteries that are as full of chuckles as chills, be sure to hear Mr. and Mrs. North every Tuesday over this same network. Don't miss the exciting and laughable adventures of these amateur detectives. Hear Mr. and Mrs. North every Tuesday night. And be with us again next week at this same time for another comedy episode of Our Miss Brooks. Bob Lamont speaking. Stay tuned now for Jack Benny. CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting
I guess the joke's on Connie. I wonder about the fate of Bernice. I'm rooting for her, but I guess that's to be expected. Right after this break, we'll see how Thanksgiving is going with Luigi in an episode of Life with Luigi.
Join us at the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV for exciting Colfax High School boys basketball.
This is what we came here for.
Our next game will be on Tuesday, November 29th, when the Vikings travel to Amory to take on the Amory Warriors. Live coverage on the Northern Light Webcasting Network audio service and on NLWN-TV begins with Viking pregame at 6:45 p.m. That's live Colfax Viking boys basketball on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV on Tuesday, November 29th.
Next up, we'll check out how life is going on Thanksgiving with Luigi. Life with Luigi was a radio comedy drama series which began September 21, 1948 on CBS. The story concerned Italian immigrant Luigi Bosco and his experiences as an immigrant in Chicago. Many of the shows take place at the U.S. citizenship classes that Luigi attends with other immigrants from different countries, as well as trying to fend off the repeated advances of the morbidly obese daughter of his landlord sponsor. Luigi was played by J. Carroll Nash, an Irish-American. Nash continued in the role on the short-lived television version in 1952, and was later replaced by Vito Scotti. With a working title of The Little Immigrant, Life with Luigi was created by Cy Howard, who earlier had created the hit radio comedy, My Friend Irma. The show was often seen as the Italian counterpart to the radio show The Goldbergs, which chronicled the experience of Jewish immigrants in New York. In this episode, Luigi and Danny have their own Thanksgiving feast, after Luigi is disappointed about not being invited to dinner by Pasquale. And now, from November 22, 1949, here's Life with Luigi and Thanksgiving celebration.
We invite you to enjoy Life with Luigi, a new comedy show created by Cy Howard and starring that celebrated actor, Mr. J. Carroll Nash, with Alan Reed as Pasquale. When Luigi Basco left Italy to start his new life in America, he promised his mother that he would write and tell her about his adventures. So now let's read Luigi's letter as he writes to Mama Basco in it.
Dear Mamma Mia, write the
now, everybody in this country is celebrating a Thanksgiving. This is a holiday right American man, the butcher. For Mamma Mia, I wish you could be here now to see how everybody is so friendly and nice and happy. When you walk down the street now, everybody's got a big smile on their face, except maybe a few turkeys. The reason the day is not happy is because Thanksgiving is to celebrate the landing of the pilgrims. When the pilgrims is the first to come here, they was looking for something to eat, so they shot the wild turkeys. Of course, most of the housewives wish the pilgrims would have shot the pork chops. Because that's 30 cents a pound cheaper. But so far, Mamma Mia, I've got no plans for my Thanksgiving. But I'm sure my friend Pasquale, he's going to invite me to his spaghetti palace for private dinner tomorrow night. After all, no matter how mean Pasquale is actor sometime, underneath he's got a heart as big as his daughter Rosa. Well, I'll finish this letter later because it's the time I should have gone out to my night school class. Mamma Mia, I wish you could see my beautiful teacher, Miss Spaulding. She's got a blonde hair, blue eyes, nice... Well, so far this year, I'm never come late to class.
Quiet, class, please. I'll call the roll. Mr. Basco?
Here.
Mr. Howard?
Here.
Mr. Olson?
Here.
Mr. Schultz?
Gobble, gobble.
Mr. Schultz, I presume you're imitating a turkey.
Gobble, 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 gobble.
All right, Mr. Schultz, control yourself.
Impossible. In this season, a turkey has got to lose his head.
Well, Mr. Schultz, since you're so full of the holiday spirit, perhaps you can answer some of the history questions I've prepared about Thanksgiving.
Me and my big mouth.
You may tell us, what year did the Pilgrims arrive in America?
Miss Spaulding, that question is so simple, I'm ashamed to answer it.
Well, all right. What year did the Pilgrims arrive?
1776.
1776? Mr. Schultz, you should be ashamed of yourself.
That's what I said. I'm ashamed to answer it.
All right, class. Now, who can give me the correct date?
1789. 1812. 1492. 1620. Shift.
Mr. Schultz. Mr. Olson, you had the correct date.
I didn't hear him say 1492.
Mr. Schultz, the answer is 1620. Now, Columbus came here about 125 years before the Pilgrims. There's absolutely no connection between those two events.
No connection? Miss Spaulding, what are you saying? If Columbus hadn't discovered America, the Pilgrims would have got here in 1620, stepped off the boat, and fell right into the ocean.
Please. Now, class, does anybody besides Mr. Olson know the name of the boat that brought the Pilgrims here? Oh, come now. The name of the boat is Mr. Harwood?
The name of the boat is Mr. Horowitz?
No. I'll give you a hint. It begins with May. The May.
I know. The Maypole.
No.
Miss Spaulding, if you wish, I could tell you the name of the boat, the day they left, how many people was in it, and exactly where they landed.
Himmel, a British spy. Miss Spaulding, are you going to have a nice big turkey tomorrow night?
Well, yes, Mr. Howard.
Good.
Every Thanksgiving, I take a train ride home and enjoy a real Thanksgiving dinner with my family.
Miss Spaulding, there's nothing like being home with your loved ones on Thanksgiving.
John Benjamin, you should see the turkey my wife is making with cranberry jelly and candied yams. Oh, so juicy.
Mr. Basco, you haven't said anything. Where are you celebrating Thanksgiving?
Me? I'm having a dinner with my countryman Pasquale. He's invited me to eat with him. There's going to be so much food. He's told me he's going to have the biggest turkey in the town. Yeah, Rosa. You forget, Pasquale. Come on and eat with me. Esmer and me would be very happy to have you eat with us. Come on, Luigi, will you?
Luigi, I would be honored if you helped us eat our turkey.
No, stop, everybody. If Luigi has got to get indigestion tonight, I got first call. Now, please, everybody, thanks for inviting me. But, well, Pasquale is brought me here from the old country. He's a watch after me. He's know my family, and I want very much to eat with him.
Mr. Schultz, Mr. Basco has his mind made up. Let him eat with Mr. Pasquale.
All right, Luigi. But one thing I got to warn you to look out for. What, Schultz? When you sit down by the table and Pasquale offers you the appetizer, take. When he gives you the soup, take. And the turkey also, you take. But when he points to Rosa and says, Luigi, take some stuffing, that's the time to go on a diet. Luigi, wait for me.
Oh, sure, sir.
Oh, listen to me. I'm puffing like the last donkey on the mule train. Listen, Luigi, I didn't want to say nothing in class, but you didn't fool me.
What?
I could tell the way from you was talking that Pasquale didn't invite you for Thanksgiving.
How about sure, sir? He's just forgot. I'm sure he's going to invite me.
When? On Christmas? Now, look, why don't you come and eat with me and my happy little family, huh? Oh, what fun we got. Around the table, we got me, my wife, my 3 children, my brother Ludwig, my cousin Hugo, my uncle Chuck, his 6 kids, my 3 nephews, my grandfather Wolfgang, his girlfriend, and the rest of the family.
No, thank you, Schultz. Besides, there's too many people for one turkey.
Oh, no, stop. This year we got a turkey twice as big as last year.
How big is it?
6 pounds.
But, Schultz, how is it possible for so many people to eat the one smaller turkey?
Who eats? All night long we got a wishbone party. We all sit around and wish for a bone. Oh, smile, Luigi. I'm just making fun.
Schultz, you're such a good friend to worry about me. But I'm sorry, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, but Pasquale didn't invite you yet.
Schultz, I'm no Pasquale. He's purposely not inviting me because he wants I should ask him before he's asking me. So when he's inviting me, it's going to sound like I was begging him when all the time I'm going to him.
Stop. You're getting me all for shimmers. Well, I got to go now, Luigi, but if Pasquale don't invite you, don't be ashamed. Come to me, huh?
All right, Schultz.
And smile, Luigi, smile. Remember, a smile is just like glass wax. You wipe it on, you wipe it off. So be like me, always laughing. Oh, my rheumatism.
I'm sure Pasquale is going to invite me. But maybe not. Maybe yes. Could be no. I'm better stop. I'm getting myself all up for shimmel.
Luigi, my friend. Hello, Luigi. Hello.
Hello, Pasquale. Hello.
How's it with you, eh?
All right.
Hey, what are we laughing about?
But I guess it's the holiday spirit of Pasquale.
Holiday? Oh, yes. Well, if you excuse me, Luigi, I'm going to go back and see how my turkeys are coming along.
Oh, it's Pasquale.
Huh? What do you want, Luigi?
Happy Thanksgiving, Pasquale.
Same to you. Goodbye.
Pasquale.
What?
Thanks for bringing me to America.
Don't thank me. Thank the boat.
Hey, Pasquale.
Huh?
Is a big turkey?
You should see it. That's a reminder me, Luigi. I was thinking to ask you something about it tonight.
Pasquale, your answer is a yes.
Good. We send out the wedding invitation directly. You said a yes. I'm the witness. I was asking you to marry my daughter, Rosa.
Pasquale, please, don't talk to Rosa now. Let's talk a turkey.
Luigi, when I'm talking to you about a Rosa, I'm talking a turkey.
Well, Pasquale.
But the nut. Oh, Luigi, you should have seen how it was a waddle around yesterday on those 2 big fat legs.
Rosa?
No, the turkey. Look, Luigi, she's crazy for you. Why you don't sneak up behind her, put your hands around her neck and give her a nice big kiss?
The turkey?
No, Rosa.
Pasquale, please, I was coming to your store to talk about a Thanksgiving.
All right. I'm going to give you something to be thankful about. You marry my Rosa, I'm going to give you a cash reward.
Cash reward?
Yes, it's what they call in America diary. On your wedding night, I'm going to give you $1,000. Roses weigh 250 pounds. That's mean you're getting $4 a pound.
What a Pasquale.
$4 a pound, Luigi. Think of it. That's twice as much as England is a pay for the pound. Well, what do you say, Luigi? Say yes, you got $1,000 on the barrel ahead. Well?
Pasquale, keep you barrel ahead.
Oh, Luigi, you are sorry specimens of a human being.
Huh? What do you mean, Pasquale?
After all, without me, you wouldn't have been in America.
Well, Pasquale, I'm grateful to you for that.
You wouldn't have been able to enjoy the four freedoms. A freedom from a poverty, ignorance, a fear, freedom from a want. What more could you ask for?
That's the freedom from Russia.
All right, you're smart. Well, tomorrow night you also going to enjoy a sixth of freedom.
What's that?
Freedom from a my turkey. Good night.
And now, for the second act of Luigi Basco's adventures in Chicago, we turn to page 2 of his letter to his mother in Italy.
And so, Mamma Mia, it's now Thanksgiving evening. Everybody is suddenly acting so nice and friendly. It's wonderful. But I'm feel a little lonely. Mamma Mia, you see, Pasquale is no inviting me. Oh, excuse me, Mamma Mia. Maybe it's a Pasquale coming in now. Come in.
Hello, Mr. Basco. Here's your evening paper.
Oh, thanks, Danny. Hey, you sell a lot of papers tonight?
Well, not so good, Mr. Basco.
Oh.
You know, everybody's rushing around. They ain't got no time to read tonight.
All right, then I buy extra paper.
Why, you don't have to.
That's all right. I'm going to wash you the floor tomorrow. Hey, Danny. Hey, it's 6 o'clock. Ain't you having enough Thanksgiving dinner tonight?
Well, you know I ain't got no folks, and my uncle's working a late shift tonight.
Oh, it's too bad.
Ain't you having no Thanksgiving dinner?
No.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Basco.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, Danny. Hey, Danny, why you rush it? Sit down, and maybe we talk a little bit, huh?
Well, I'd like to, but I gotta sell these papers. They're the late edition.
What if they're already late? It don't matter if they're going to be a little later.
Hey, what's the matter, Mr. Basco? You look a little beat.
Beat?
Yeah, on the ropes.
On the ropes?
You know, pooped.
On the ropes, beat the poops. Hey, sometimes I'm thinking they teach different English in a night school and a day school.
It means tired.
Oh, so that's the poops. Well, Danny, maybe that's how I'm feel. And also maybe a little bit to lunch.
Boy, I know that feeling.
Hey, Danny, how's about do you eat a supper with me tonight, huh? You be my guest.
Gee, you got a turkey?
No, but I'm going to buy one. All ready to eat.
Okay, you got a deal.
Huh?
I said you got a deal.
Danny, you're too young to play cards.
I mean, okay, I'll eat turkey with you.
Oh, well, that's good.
Boy, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, Danny. It's like magic. Two lonely people, presto. One little party.
Hey, wait a minute. I got to sell all these papers first.
Hey, Danny, I'm got another idea. You help me eat the turkey, I'm helping you sell the papers.
Well, that's Jake with me.
Oh, you got your friend Jake with you.
No, that just means okay.
Good. Well, here, you give me half of your papers. Hey, but now, what am I supposed to yell?
Well, anything, as long as you get them to buy a paper. Well, it's easy.
Huh?
Listen.
That's English?
Try it.
What are you about extra? How was it that?
Great. I didn't understand a word you said. Come on.
Hey, mister, is that the last edition?
No, I'm got 3 papers left.
I mean, is that the morning paper?
Huh? How could it be the morning paper if it's still a night now?
Are you kidding? I always get my morning paper the night before.
You mean before something is happening, you already reading about it?
Never mind. Let's have a paper.
Sure. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Hey, Mr. Basco, how you doing?
Fine, Danny. I've only got the one paper left.
Well, I only got one, too. Well, hurry up and sell it.
Oh, my God, hurry. Hey, wait a extra. The president is declared a war, mister. You want a paper?
Did you say the president declared war?
Sure, here's the paper.
Okay, here. Hey, where does it say the president declared war?
Well, right here, you see. President declares the war on the prices. Happy Thanksgiving, Elizabeth. Well, I'm a sold it at the paper.
Well, how you doing, Mr. Basco?
Well, sold it, Danny. All the sold it. Come on, Danny. Now we go to the store to buy the turkey. Hey, where the get to your turkey?
Yeah, can I do something for you?
Please, I'm interested to buy that roasted turkey you got in the window. How much does it cost?
$18.
Mamma mia.
Wow.
Please, maybe you got a little smaller one?
Well, how much did you want to spend?
$2.
Are you kidding? No self-respecting turkey would take his feathers off for less than $10.
But I never thought the turkeys would cost us so much.
Look, mister, you're not buying just a raw bird. That $18 turkey in the window would cost so much because we clean it and dress it.
You clean it and dress it?
Yeah. Looks beautiful, don't it?
Hey, look, mister, I'm still got $2. Give me a turkey that ain't going to a party.
You're joking.
I'm not.
Mr. Basco, you want my dollar?
No, Johnny. No, Danny. Here. Please, mister, we like it to celebrate the Thanksgiving. What are we going to buy here for $2?
Well, come on over here. We'll see what
It smells good, huh, Danny?
Good.
Such a beautiful hot dogs. Hey, Danny, we got everything under the table?
Yeah, baked beans, bread, a potato salad, coleslaw, pickles, spud nuts, and milk.
Oh, mommy, what the feast. Happy Thanksgiving, Danny.
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Basco.
Well, I'm beginning to carve now.
Mr. Basco, how can you carve a hot dog? It's not a turkey.
Hey, Danny, you know what's inside a hot dog?
No.
Anybody else know what's inside a hot dog?
No.
Well, I'm a no. It's a turkey. Now, which part do you want, Danny? White meat or the black meat?
Well, you're the host, Mr. Basco. You take first pick.
Oh, no, Danny, you my guest. Please.
All right. I'll take the dark meat.
Good. That's the only kind we got. Well, Danny, here. You take one drumstick, I'm going to take the other drumstick.
Okay. This is good. Pass some mustard.
You mean the cranberry sauce?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, Danny. Here's your champagne.
Oh, the milk.
Look at the vintage, Danny. Sparkling Guernsey, 1929. What is it to you, help?
Tally up. What's so funny?
The bubbles is a tickle in my nose.
Huh?
Ain't this a wonderful Thanksgiving dinner, Danny? Is there anything else you could have wanted?
Well, yeah.
What's that?
I wish we had turkey.
Oh. Danny, I don't know how you feel. But let me tell you something. Lots of things in a life is depend on how you look on them. How you feel about them. Like they say, it's what's in your mind.
In your mind?
Sure. Everything depends on the way you think. You want to be big, you are big. You want to be king, you can be a king. Of course, that's not so good. You never know how long you're going to last. But, Danny, look on that chair over there. Ain't that the most beautiful sofa, the most expensive material that you ever saw?
Huh?
Look hard and think.
Yeah.
And look on those walls. Queen of forest, Danny. Beautiful trees. Blue sky. Most wonderful spot that you ever saw.
Yeah.
And now look on the table, Danny. Look. Ain't that the most beautiful feast anybody could ever have, no matter how much money they would spend?
Mr. Basco?
Yes, Danny.
Can I have the wishbone? Oh,
Boy, what a meal that was.
Yeah, I'm so full I'm a good buster. Hey, you know, I'm glad that Pasquale didn't invite me to the dinner.
Well, why didn't he, Mr. Basco?
Well, we just have a difference of opinion.
How much of a difference?
250 pounds. Well, Danny, it's late now. You better go home and go to sleep.
Okay, Mr. Basco, and thanks for everything. You know, last year some society people threw a Thanksgiving party for the newsboys. Well, I hated it. Nothing but a bunch of stuffed shirts.
Stuffed shirts?
Yeah.
That's a stranger country. And at Thanksgiving, besides the stuff on the turkeys, they also stuff the shirts.
Well, good night, Mr. Basco. I had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Me too, Danny. Whew. Oh, Maria, I'm so full of a Thanksgiving. I'm not going to touch a bite to the Christmas.
Luigi, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Horowitz.
Schultz told me Pasquale didn't invite you. So here, my wife has to send you a turkey leg with all the trimmings.
But Horowitz...
No talk, you look starved. You got to eat.
Horowitz...
Eat.
Ooh. I feel like my stomach is a wet ton. The hot dogs. Then the Horowitz turkey.
Oh, Luigi, just as I thought, you are all alone.
Oh, sir, I'm all alone, but believe me, it's not like you think.
Schultz told me Pasquale didn't invite you, so I brought you some turkey in this bag.
Oh, sir, please.
Stop begging. I'll have the food ready here in a second. Here, come on now, eat this.
Oh, I'm feeling so full. I'm going to hardly stand up. I think I'm better lock up my door.
Luigi, my fellow boober, happy Thanksgiving.
All it depends. Sure, so what's in that big bag?
Turkey! Oh! You're going out of your mind from hunger. You poor little hermit. You were sitting here praying your friend Schultz would walk in with a turkey, huh?
Schultz, from now on, anybody who's walking is looking like a turkey.
Well, eat!
Please, my insides.
Don't tell me I can see. Starvation is already bloating up your stomach. Come on, I feed you myself. Come on, I feed you myself. Come on, open up the mouth wide.
That's the 3 turkeys. The hot dogs. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to take off my clothes. I think I'm going to sleep right under the table.
Luigi! Oh, poor Luigi. Look, laying on the floor, weak from hunger. Poor fella is a hiccup from an empty stomach. Luigi, I was a mean man, but I'm going to make up to you.
Pasquale, please, be mean. Don't make up to me.
Luigi, you saying that because you're angry with me, and I'm to blame.
No, Pasquale, I'm not angry. I'm sick.
You're sick? Only one thing to cure that, the food.
Oh, no.
Luigi, I apologize for the way I'm treating you, but I brought you something to cheer you up.
Turkey?
No, Rosa.
That's the first time in my life I'm glad to see Rosa.
Good, then I'm a call her in. Rosa! Rosa! Rosa!
You called me, Papa.
Yes, I'm a calling you, my little pumpkin pie. Rosa, say hello to Luigi.
Hello, Luigi.
Hello, Rosa.
Rosa, we was mean to Luigi, but we're going to make up right now, ain't we?
Don't tell me.
Yes, sir, Luigi, we brought you something to eat.
I don't think I'm going to hold anymore.
Then, Rosa, be quick. Luigi, Thanksgiving, everybody's a talk about a turkey. You must be sick about hearing about turkey.
How you know?
So we didn't bring you any.
Oh, Pasquale, you're wonderful.
Instead, we got a surprise.
Surprise?
Rosa, open up the pot to show it.
Look, Luigi.
Mamma mia, back to the hot dogs. So, Mamma mia, it's hard for me to tell you exactly how I'm celebrate the Thanksgiving. Was a good and a bad, happy and a sad. But one thing I'm sure,
I'm finally celebrating Thanksgiving like a real American. Holding in my stomach. Do you love his son? Luigi Vasco, the little immigrant.
Be sure to listen next Tuesday at the same time over most of these stations when Luigi Vasco writes another letter to his Mama Vasco describing his adventures in America. Life with Luigi is a Cy Howard production. It is written by Mac Benoff and Lou Derman and directed by Mac Benoff. J. Carol Nash is starred as Luigi Vasco with Alan Reed as Pasquale, Hans Conrad as Schultz, Mary Shipp as Miss Spaulding, Jody Gilbert as Rosa, Joe Forte as Horowitz, and Ken Peters as Olson. Music is under the direction of Lud Gluskin. Bob Stevenson speaking. Be sure to listen next Tuesday at the same time when Luigi has as his special guest Metro Goldwyn Mayer's new singing sensation, the star of that Midnight Kiss, Mario Lanza. Stay tuned now for Escape. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, Luigi discovered that he wasn't left out of Thanksgiving after all. But he also discovered that too much Thanksgiving has its own set of consequences. Up next, right after this message, we'll wrap up our Thanksgiving gathering with a visit to the Water Commissioner and an episode from The Great Gildersleeve.
You're tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV. We use advertising revenue to make this service available to you. If you have a business and would like to get your message out to our ever-increasing audience, give us a call at 715-563-1749. We'll be happy to discuss our budget-friendly advertising packages with you. Get your business noticed on the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV by calling 715-563-1749.
Now we'll wrap up our Thanksgiving gathering with an episode of The Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is a radio situation comedy broadcast from 1941 to 1958. This was one of broadcast history's earliest spin-off programs. The series was built around Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, a regular character from the comedy Fibber McGee and Molly. The Great Gildersleeve enjoyed its greatest popularity in the 1940s. Harold Peary played Gildersleeve during its transition from the parent show into the spin-off and later in 4 feature films released at the height of the show's popularity. Gildy grew so popular on Fibber McGee and Molly that Kraft Foods, promoting its Parquet margarine, sponsored a new series featuring Peary's somewhat mellowed and always befuddled Gildersleeve as the head of his own family. In this episode, Leroy is excited to be able to attend the big football game, much to the embarrassment of his big sister, Marjorie. Gildy agreed to take him, but hopes are dashed when tickets have been sold out. You know he's really upset when Leroy barely has an appetite for Bertie's cooking. And after all, what would Thanksgiving be without some football? From November 25, 1945, here's The Great Gildersleeve and the football game.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Peary, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine and a complete line of famous quality food products. Thanksgiving weekend. Each year at this season, the good citizens of Summerfield make a pilgrimage of some 30 miles to witness the annual football classic between State University and the Aggies. And in the whole of Summerfield, there is no one more determined to go this year than Gildersleeve's nephew, Leroy. For weeks he has been hammering away at it.
Hey, Unc, if I do the dishes tonight, can I go home? Can I? How about it? Can I? No.
No, Marjorie.
Nobody asked you. Uncle Mort, if he goes to that game, I shall just die.
Oh, why?
Because Marshall's coming home for the weekend, and he's taking me. And all Leroy wants to do is spy on us. Boy, that's a cheap thrill. You think I'd be looking at you when I can be watching a football game? Uncle Mort, don't let him go. You can't. You simply can't.
No, my dear, I think that's for me to decide.
That's telling her.
I don't see why Leroy hasn't just as good a right to go to the game as you.
You hear that?
After all, I think you might consider his side of it, too.
Yeah, how about considering my side of it?
You stay out of this.
But, Uncle Mort, this is my only weekend with Marshall since he went away to school. We want to be alone. Alone? They go to a football game to be alone.
Now, Leroy.
I suppose you'd like everybody else from the stadium to get up and leave. 20,000 people.
Leroy.
I rest my case. Well, what about it, Uncle Mort?
I shall think it over.
Oh, say yes, please. I'll pay you if you will. I'll give you all the money I've got in my bank.
I'm not subject to bribery, my boy.
Well, I'll do anything you say. Anything at all. How about it?
I told you I shall think it over.
Well, for cat's sake, how long do you have to think?
There are two sides to this question, my boy, as there are to most questions. Now, from Marjorie's point of view, I can see why she wouldn't want to have you tagging along.
Thank goodness.
From your point of view, Leroy, I can see that this game means a great deal to you.
More than anything in the world, I guess. Except you, Unc.
Yes, yes. Well, the only thing I can see to do about it...
Yeah?
I hate to say this, but the only thing I can see to do about it is to take you myself.
You mean you?
Yes, my boy. Much as I dread it, I'll take you to the football game.
Yay! You hear that, Marge? Hail to the victors valiant, hail to the conquering heroes.
Good evening, Mr. Gilsleeve.
Oh, good evening, Bertie.
Is that you, Unc?
Yes, it's me.
Hey, did you get them? Did you get the football tickets? I was a good boy today, Unc. I cleaned up my whole room, even my closet. Did you get good seats? Where are we sitting? Unc, you didn't forget them.
No, Leroy, I didn't forget them, but I'm afraid I have bad news for you just the same. They're completely sold out.
Oh, that's a big jip.
I know, my boy. I know exactly how you feel, but we have to learn to take these little disappointments and make the best of them, don't we?
Gosh, if you didn't have to think it over so long, if you'd gone and got on the ball.
I did the best I could. After all, I'm just as disappointed as you are. It means that I can't go to the game either.
Ha! You didn't want to go in the first place.
That's not true, Leroy. I wanted to go very much.
Yeah.
But there's no use crying over spilt milk, is there? There'll be other games. Some other time, perhaps, eh? Leroy? I want you to believe that I tried, my boy. Why, I even asked Judge Hooker to use his influence. Not that I'd give 2 cents for all the influence he's got.
I should have known. I'd never get there. This is just a terrible day, that's all. It's been a terrible day right from the start. Friday's always a terrible day.
Leroy, honey, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Oh, now don't do that.
Let's not give up hope, my boy. After all, there's still Judge Hooker.
Yeah.
Well, you're probably right.
Every time you say you'll take me to a football game, this is what happens.
Leroy, this is the first time I've ever offered to take you to a football game.
Well, it happened, didn't it? I should have known.
Now, Leroy, you're just tired. Why don't you go up and get ready for bed and let Bertie bring your supper to you up there?
I don't want any supper.
Well, later maybe you will. You run along and I'll be up. I got turkey croquettes for supper.
With mashed potatoes?
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Okay.
Doorbell, I'll get it.
No, I'll get it, Bertie. Hooker, come in, Judge.
I can't stop, Gildy. I just came by.
Leela, I didn't see you standing back there. Come on in, it's cold.
Well, just a minute.
We're on our way to dinner. I'm taking Leela to a movie afterward.
Oh, so that's why she was busy tonight. You didn't tell me you were going out tonight with the judge, Leela.
I don't tell everything I know.
I sort of cut you out there, didn't I, Gildy?
Old goat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Careful, my dear, careful. Come in.
Hello, Marjorie. Hello, Mrs. Ransom. I hope I didn't hurt you. Oh, good evening, Judge.
Marjorie.
Oh, don't you look pretty? Thank you.
Such pink cheeks.
And natural, too.
I'll bet you're excited that Marshall Bullard's home.
Oh, he's been home for 2 days. Unky, is it all right if we go skating after supper?
After supper?
It's perfectly safe. There's a big moon out.
I don't know that makes it safe.
Skating in the moonlight. How I'd love to be out there with y'all.
Well, why don't we? We could all make
wait a minute now. Leela and I have a date.
Oh, yes, that. Well, how about tomorrow, then?
But tomorrow's Saturday, Uncle Mort. Marshall and I are going to the game.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell him it's all right about going skating tonight, then.
Well, now, wait a minute. Well, all right.
Thanks, Unky. You're a dear.
Yes, yes.
Oh, to be 16 again instead of pushing 30. Football games, skating in the moonlight. I used to love football games. We used to drive up to Atlanta when Georgia played, Georgia Tech. It was such fun. The girls looked all so pretty and the men were all so handsome. There'd be parties at all the fraternity houses after the game, and a dance at the big hotel there in the evening, and driving back by moonlight.
Come on, Leela. I think it's time we were getting along.
Oh, yes, I suppose it is.
Oh, that reminds me, Gildy. I almost forgot what I stopped here for. I got you that pair of football tickets you asked for.
You got them?
Just leave it to old Judge Hooker. There they are.
Well, that's fine. Are they any good?
Are they any good? Why, they're right smack on the goal line.
I don't know whether to thank you or not. But thanks anyway.
Oh, Throckmorton, don't tell me you got tickets for tomorrow's game.
Huh?
And never even told me about it. Aren't you wonderful?
I might point out it was I who got the ticket.
Oh, but it's the thought that counts.
Yes, but Leela, you...
Oh, I think surprises are such fun, don't you? Now, here I wasn't looking forward to a thing tomorrow except washing my hair. And now, all of a sudden, everything's wonderful.
But, Leela,
Imagine me carrying on about how I love football games and all the time you knew. Throckmorton, you devil, you.
Leela, you don't understand.
Don't understand what?
Well, I wasn't exactly planning to,
You mean you were planning to take some other girl?
No, of course not. Gosh, I'd rather take you than anybody. I would have asked you too, Leela, only I didn't think of it till yesterday, and I suppose by this time you'd... Well, the last time I saw you, you bawled me out for always inviting you places at the last minute.
Throckmorton, honey, it's time you learn never to pay a single bit of attention to anything I say. Ever.
Leela, I don't like to hurry you, but it's time that we were getting downtown.
Oh, yes, we must be going.
Yeah, but wait.
We've got to be going, Gildy. I have a reservation for dinner.
You don't need a reservation at Joe's place.
We're not going to Joe's place. Come on, Leela. For heaven's sake, let's get started.
But we haven't settled this.
Oh, well, don't worry. I'll call you first thing in the morning about the plans and all. Good night, and I think you're alive.
What am I going to tell her when she calls?
Morning, Mr. Gilsleeve.
Good morning, Bertie. Leroy?
Hi. I trust you slept well last night.
You can see that I didn't.
You do look a little so-so. Well, you just sit down and I'll bring you a nice...
Phone.
I'll get it.
Where's your sister, Leroy?
She ate her breakfast and scrammed. I'm coming.
You mean they've started for the football game already?
I suppose so. Lucky bums.
Mr. Gilsleeve's residence.
I'm afraid I know what this is.
Oh, yes, Miss Ransom is. It's Miss Ransom, Mr. Gilsleeve, about the game.
Huh?
Ask her if she could hold the wire a minute, Bertie.
He said, could you hold the wire a minute, please? He'll be right here.
Leroy, I want to have a talk with you, my boy.
Okay, shoot.
Swallow that toast and listen. My boy, if by any chance I should be able to get tickets for the game today, mind you, I don't say I can, but if by any chance I should...
Yeah?
And if it turned out that it wouldn't be convenient for me to take you...
What? You promised.
I know, and I'd make it up to you, Leroy, some way. I don't like breaking promises, but if you'd let me off just this once, how about it?
I don't know.
Leroy, please, just this once.
I'd have to think it over.
I'll make it up to you, my boy. I'll do anything you say. How about it?
How you do, Miss Ransom? Oh, just fine. You be right here. Mr. Gilfrey, she's waiting.
Leroy, stop eating that toast and answer me. I'm sorry, my boy, but I told you I'll do anything if you let me off.
Well, it'll be a pretty good game. I'd sure like to see it.
Anything, Leroy, anything at all.
Anything?
Anything.
Okay.
You'll never regret this, my boy. You'll never regret it. I only hope I won't.
Hello, Piggy. Leroy, the kid himself. Boy, oh boy, Pig, have I got Unc where I want him. What a character. You know what he did? He told me
The great Gildersleeve will be back in just a moment. After a friendly game of bridge the other night, we all dropped into the kitchen to kibitz a bit while Mrs. Lang was preparing some sandwiches. And as she was spreading the bread with parquet, one of the guests said to me,
So that's the parquet margarine I hear you talking about, John, on the Gildersleeve show.
That's the genuine article, the one and only parquet margarine.
Well, if it's as good as you say it is,
Well, the best way to find out is to taste it right now. Ah, here we are. The first sandwiches are ready.
Thank you.
Now, there's flavor for you. Flavor that's fresh and sweet. Am I right?
It's delicious.
It's the fine, wholesome farm products that make parquet taste so good. And you know, friends, you'll have the same satisfying taste experience the very first time you spread parquet margarine on bread, toast, rolls, pancakes, and waffles. I'm sure you'll agree with the millions who prefer parquet margarine, that it's still unmatched for flavor. And it costs so little to enjoy parquet, only about half the price of costly spreads. That's Parkay, parquet margarine, made by the Kraft Foods Company. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. With a blonde on one arm, a buffalo robe over the other, and a brand new bucket hat perched on his head, Gildersleeve looks the complete American college boy, 20 years out of college. We join him now as he and Leila Ransom stroll past the State University campus toward the stadium where the big game is soon to begin.
Aren't we having fun, Throckmorton?
Yeah, you bet.
You know something? Walking around a college town like this makes me feel like I'm 18 again.
Oh, you look 18, Leila. And I'll tell you something else. I don't feel a day over 22. Let's skip, I dare you.
Oh, Throckmorton, with all these boys and girls going by.
What do we care? Come on, let's skip.
It's Marjorie and Marshall Bullard. Yoo-hoo!
Well.
I saw you up ahead there, Unky. Hello, Mrs. Ransom. You remember Marshall, don't you?
Indeed I do. It's nice you could come home for the holiday, Marshall.
Thanks. How are you, Mrs. Ransom? Mr. Gildersleeve?
Just fine, my boy.
Unky, where did you get that bucket hat?
This hat? Well, I got it at the Summerfield Men's Toggery. What's the matter with it?
Oh, nothing. It just looks kind of collegiate.
That's not what the college men are wearing this year, Mr. Gildersleeve.
That's immaterial to me, son. I needed a hat in case of rain.
Well, I think he looks very cute in it. Although if you pulled it a little farther forward.
Like this?
It was better the other way.
It's nuts.
Marshall, I do believe you've grown just in the few months you've been away.
Put on 15 pounds. Been playing a little football.
Oh, speaking of football, shouldn't we be...
You seem to be in such a hurry, Throckmorton. Why don't we all go somewhere and have a bite to eat first?
Well, Marjorie and I are going over to the Beta Newhouse for lunch. That's my father's fraternity.
Well, you kids go on and have lunch. Maybe we'll see you at the game.
Look for us, Unky. Marshall got seats right on the 50-yard line.
The 50? Well, we're not far from there. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
I wish we didn't have to sit way down by the goal line, Throckmorton.
Well, I'll see what I can do. But it's pretty late. I wonder how that Bullard kid got seats on the 50.
I suppose he got them through his father.
Yeah, I suppose so. Well, by George, I'll go to the box office and tell them who I am. Don't worry, Leila. We'll wind up with the best seats in the place. Pardon me, ma'am. I'd like to exchange these seats, please. They're in the section 32. I'd like something on the 50-yard line. Yes, very funny. Perhaps you didn't understand me. I want to exchange these tickets for a pair on the 50-yard line.
Oh, run along, buddy. Nothing doing.
Wait a minute. It just so happens I'm a public official. I'm the water commissioner down in Summerfield.
Water? I hear it's good to wash in.
Don't get smart. Are you going to sell me tickets or not?
Look, we've been sold out since the 10th of September. Now beat it.
Then why are you open?
For next year.
Oh! Wise guy ought to report it. Why don't you look where you're going?
Hey, buddy, you really want 2 and a 50 like you said?
I sure do. Have you got 2?
Not so loud.
Oh?
50-yard line, 35th row. And, seeing it's so late, well, I'll let you have them for $20 apiece.
Why, that's robbery.
$20 apiece? Pardon me, mister. I thought you were a big shot.
Oh, I am. Here, give me the tickets. Being a big shot is kind of expensive.
Look, honey, the band down there on the field. They're getting ready to spell out something.
Say, look at those uniforms. Welcome, Aggies. Pretty clever.
Throckmorton, aren't we having fun?
You bet. Why don't the teams quit practicing? They've been practicing all season. Let's start the game.
Oh, let me see the program for a minute, Throckmorton. My, look at this picture of the state captain. Isn't he handsome?
Tom Lingenfeller. Certainly looks dumb.
Oh, but look at those shoulders. My.
Probably wearing shoulder pads. I'll tell you something else. A lot of these football players aren't as strong as they look. The Army had to reject a whole flock of them.
I suppose so. But, of course, a girl looks at these things a little differently from the Army. There's Marshall.
Marshall where?
Down there, just 2 rows in front of us. Yoo-hoo! Hi there.
Oh, why, he's got his arm around Marjorie. Hey there, what do you think you're doing?
Throckmorton.
Cut that out, young man. I'm watching you. And don't grin at me like that.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, Throckmorton, what harm is there in the boy putting his arm around in a public place like this?
Don't tell me. It feels just the same in public as it does any place else.
Does it really?
You know darn well it does.
Mercy, how would I know?
There, how's that? Marjorie, turn around and watch the game. Third down. This time it looks like they're going to try a pass.
How can you tell, Throckmorton?
By the formation. When one fellow stands back like that.
Was that a pass?
No, it was a punt. They should have passed, though. If they keep punting all afternoon, I don't know how they expect to score.
Is it still nothing to nothing?
Certainly. There they go. Oh, an in-run! Yeah, stopped him dead in his tracks. That fellow couldn't run around a mailbox.
Oh, what's that whistle for, Throckmorton?
Just stalling for time. Come on, quit stalling down there and play football.
Throckmorton, people are looking at
Let them look.
They're not stalling, mister. Al Stample broke his leg on that last play.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that awful? Look, they're carrying him off. The poor boy.
Stample must have been in bad condition. I told you these football players weren't so husky. Hey, you cold, Leela?
I'm perfectly comfortable, thank you.
That's funny. I'm cold.
Well, to tell you the truth, every time you start to hold my hand, Marshal Bullard turns around and laughs at me.
Oh, he does, eh? That young smart
Now,
aleck.
Throckmorton, he's just a child. Although I must say he seems much better looking than when he went away. Don't you think he is?
I'm watching the game, Leela. 2nd and 10. Maybe they'll try a pass this time. Through the line.
How can you tell, Throckmorton? I couldn't see a thing on that play.
When everybody falls down, it's a line play. He gained about a foot.
Well, he tried anyhow, and that's what counts.
Never make a touchdown that way, Leela. Now I suppose they'll kick again. There they go. Kick the ball back and forth. After you, my dear Alphonse. After you, my dear Gaston. Why, George, we don't get some action pretty soon, Leela. I'll go down and complain at the box office. All afternoon they've been playing, and nobody's even tried.
And once again, the ball changed hands in this nip and tuck battle between State University and the Aggies.
Oh, boy.
Believe you me, folks, both these teams are playing heads-up football out here this afternoon.
What a game.
They're lining up again now. State's ball on their own 40-yard line, T formation.
Come on, State. Let's get a touchdown this time.
The ball was snapped to Captain Tom Lingenfeller. He gets the ball and...
Come on, Lingenfeller.
Lingenfeller fakes back, takes a line to the left, runs for the hole between right guard and right tackle. He's through. He's away. No, a beautiful tackle came right through and stopped him cold. I tell you, folks, you've never seen football like we're seeing today at Fireman's Field.
Did you hear that, Bertie? Lingenfeller almost got away, but they stopped him cold.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, you want to listen a while, Bertie?
No, thank you, Leroy. You hear your uncle saying anything?
Not yet.
Now it's 4th and 6 for State, falling back into punt formation. Crowds in the stands are tense as Tom Lingenfeller opens his hands for the ball. He's got it. He kicks.
Back and forth. Nothing happened.
Well, I think it's very exciting, Throckmorton, for a football game. What do you expect?
A pass once in a while. You gods have only tried about 3 and none completed. Hey, Lingenfeller, why don't you try an aerial attack?
Why don't you drop dead?
Who said that?
I said it.
Oh, you.
Yes, me. These boys are playing swell football, and they don't need any advice from you.
Just a suggestion. Tourist. I paid for my seat, didn't I? I should think that would entitle me to make... Now what? Nothing. You know, Lena, looks like it might rain.
I don't think so, Throckmorton. How can you think such a thing when we're having so much fun?
I don't really think it'll rain. I don't think anything at all is going to happen here this afternoon.
Oh, Throckmorton, honey, I dropped one of my gloves just now. Do you see it anywhere?
Glove? No. Must be down under the seat.
Oh, would you mind looking down there for it? My hands are cold.
Well, if your hands are cold...
Later, darling. But find the glove now for me like a sweet boy, won't you?
Oh, well... Old peanut shells down here. Chewing gum. Leo, what happened? You're jumping up and down on my finger.
Oh, Mommy, you still down there?
Here's your glove. What was all that racket?
Somebody threw a pass and Lingenfeller caught it and made a touchdown.
A touchdown? Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I was too excited, Throckmorton, and it all happened so quickly.
The only play of the afternoon.
Oh, Unky, wasn't that a beautiful pass?
Oh, yeah, scrumptious.
Throckmorton.
What's the matter?
I felt a drop of rain just then.
Rain, you couldn't have. So did I. It's a cloudburst. What'll we do, Leela?
Maybe it'll stop in a minute. I'll stay if you will, Throckmorton.
Well, I had a slight cold yesterday, and why don't we give up and go home?
I must say, I thought you were more of a sport.
Well, I'm not a sport. Come on, let's get out of here. Pardon me. Pardon me.
What's the matter, mister? No school spirit?
Oh, fool yourself. Soaking wet. Bucket hat. Bucket is right.
Evening, Miss Gilsey. Did you have a nice time at the game?
Don't speak of it, Bertie. Don't speak of it.
Well, it's too bad it had to rain. Maybe a little supper will make you feel better.
I even feel like eating. I had a couple of sandwiches half an hour ago.
Well, I'll dish it up anyway.
Unky, is that you? Wasn't the game super, Unky?
Super? What game are you talking about, young man?
The State Aggies game, the one you saw. I heard it on the radio. It sure was super.
How do they do it?
Say, Unky, I've decided what I want for a reward for missing it.
Oh, all right, my boy. What is it?
Take me to the state game next Saturday.
Oh, Leroy, anything but that.
The great Gildersleeve will be dropping in at Peavy's drugstore in just a few moments. How are you getting along with your food budget these days? Are your meals pretty expensive? Well, maybe I can give you a little help. There's a very important food you serve at every meal that certainly shouldn't be expensive. And that's the spread you serve with bread, toast, and rolls. Of course, the spread I have in mind is delicious parquet margarine, preferred by millions of families throughout America because it tastes so good. And as for economy, well, it's plain as the price tag in your dealer's store that parquet is only about half the price of costly spreads. And parquet margarine is so nourishing, too. It's one of the finest of all energy foods, and it's fortified with important vitamin A. So for a real value in a quality food that's still unmatched for flavor, buy Parquet, P-A-R-K-A-Y, Parquet margarine, made by Kraft.
Peavy, are you fond of football?
Football, Mr. Gildersleeve?
Yes. Do you like the game?
You mean, do I like to play it?
No. Do you like to watch it? Are you a fan?
Well, Mr. Gildersleeve, I'll tell you how it is about me and football. When I was a young fellow, I lived in Worcester, Massachusetts one year. And that fall, I took it into my head to go to the Harvard Yale game down at Cambridge.
Is all this necessary?
Well, you asked me a question.
I didn't realize you'd have to answer it by the way of Worcester, Massachusetts.
Well, if you don't want me to tell you...
No, go ahead, Peavy. You never give a straight answer to a question anyway.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Go ahead.
Well, I've lost the thread now. Why did you want to know if I like football in the first place?
Well, I thought if you did, you might enjoy taking Leroy to the state game next Saturday, if I could get the tickets.
Yeah, so that's it. Mr. Gildersleeve, I am fond of football, but I'm not that fond of it.
I might have known you'd be of no use to me. Good night, Peavy. Good night, everybody.
This is John Lang speaking for the Kraft Foods Company and inviting you to listen in again next week for the further adventures of the great Gildersleeve.
Another fine Kraft food product you'll want to add to your shopping list is Kraft Salad Mustard. This creamy, golden Kraft salad mustard puts an extra tempting tang into relishes and sandwich spreads, peps up the flavor of deviled eggs, adds extra zest to cheese and meat dishes. And if you like an extra tingle of sharpness, there's another delicious variety in the Kraft line. It's the Kraft mustard with nippy horseradish added. Buy both kinds and please the whole family. Ask for Kraft mustards when you shop tomorrow.
This is the National Broadcasting Company.
It sounds like Leroy might get to a game after all. He'll just have to wait a week. And that's going to conclude our Thanksgiving gathering for 2022. I'm Vincent, and I hope you've enjoyed our selection of classic old-time radio programs on this Thanksgiving evening. Good night, folks. I think it's time for one more piece of pie.
You've been tuned to the Northern Light Webcasting Network and NLWN-TV's second annual Thanksgiving gathering. This program was produced by Rick Olson. All old-time radio programs were collected through Internet Archive at archive.org. They include Formal Thanksgiving from Abbott and Costello, aired on November 23, 1944. Thanksgiving Turkey from our Miss Brooks, aired on November 19, 1950. Thanksgiving Celebration from Life with Luigi, aired on November 22, 1949. And The Football Game from the Great Gildersleeve, aired November 25, 1945. Information about the old-time radio programs was compiled from our Miss Brooks, Thanksgiving Turkey, Internet Archive, archive.com, Our Ms. Brooks Thanksgiving Dinner, Podomatic, www.podomatic.com. Life with Luigi, Thanksgiving Dinner, Podomatic, www.podomatic.com. Life with Luigi, Thanksgiving Celebration, Internet Archive, archive.com. The Great Gildersleeve, Wikipedia, www.wikipedia.com. The Great Gildersleeve Big Football Game, Retro Radio, Podcast, retro-ot-art.com. Background video courtesy of videasy.com. Vincent the Turkey used by permission from YouTube. The chest music credits Tennessee Hayride, composed and produced by Jason Shaw, released under Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International License through Audionautics.com. The preceding has been a presentation of the Northern Light Webcasting Network LLC, all applicable rights reserved.